Hello, hello. How's it going? Welcome to Tim's Maniac Sports. This is Maniac Tim. I'm your host, and let's get started with the show. Sorry for getting everything put together late, but that's usually the way I do things. Unfortunately, the way my life goes right now. Uh, Hope everybody's ready to see some Detroit Lions football, and I hope everybody's not ready to see it end this week. Uh, I know we have not been the most favorite team in the NFL and the most favorite team going in this contest. Uh, there may be, there's some truth to some of the things. When you go, 31 years without even a playoff berth. But shoot, this year is different. This year, a lot of things have changed. Uh, This is not the same like in 1991 where, where it was by scheming, where it was by certain acts of things that, they did to get into it was not so much a scheme as it was the players and the culture different that we have here. You know, the Lions had some time where they went ahead and they actually uh, was the best in the NFL. They were being pushed up, to be the best. Then there was games where we seen that they got actually destroyed, where the fans were saying, "Oh no, here comes the same old Lions." But then the Lions went ahead and got back up, and they got back on their feet. They went ahead and they bit some kneecaps off, and they showed people, hey, it's not just about uh, it's not just we're not just going to be set down and take it. We're going to go ahead and get right back up, get in your face, uh, do what we can do to go ahead and take you to the limit. You're going to know that if you play the lines, you were in a battle. You know, some teams escaped with wins. Some team, some teams escaped with different injuries too. You know, and in some games, some teams escaped with help with uh, different mistakes and different, some caused by our coach, some caused by by the refs. But when it all boils down, it is not the Dallas Cowboys that are in the NFC Championship game. It's not the freaking Green Bay Packers that are in the NFC Championship game. Is not the um, New Orleans Saints or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is a Detroit Lions who's in the NFC Championship game who went ahead and earned their spot, worked their worked their way up, and went ahead and built through 3 years of building under Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. 3 years of building this team to go ahead and prove that they are relevant. They are relevant now in the NFL. You know, there's so many people say, "Oh yeah, you better get your tickets because this could be a one-time deal." I don't think this is a one-time deal. Yes, you have teams that are in our own division that could be a lot better next year. We don't know what's going to come of Jordan Love in Green Bay. Yeah, he's Jordan Love's been outstanding as far as the later part um, of the Green Bay season of his first inaugural season. Well, hey, we don't know how he's going to be next year. you know, he could take a step back. Uh, we have Goff where some of his numbers this year has been outstanding. You know, there was a bad part where yes, he had those interceptions. Yes, he had those fumbles. But throughout the playoffs, and once he got over having those throwing those interceptions and fumbles, uh, it just things changed. He's been his numbers is he's one of the leading quarterbacks in the NFL right now as far as his numbers go. You know, and then you got our running back. You got uh, Jameson, or you have Jamar Gibbs. You have um, David Montgomery and Reynolds. You got our three running backs that can go ahead and uh, really put some hurt on you. You know, the Lions can go ahead and actually they have a running game. We have one of the best offensive lines. You know, like the top two offensive line in the NFC, in all, actually in the NFL. So the Lions are a force to be reckoned with. Then you got St. Brown. Um, who knows what Peoples Jones is going to end up turning out to be? You know, and you have Jameson Williams along with Reynolds. All these different, you know, of course, Khalif Raymond's hurt. Uh, you got playmakers on the offensive side of the ball that can go ahead and put a hurt on people, that can go ahead and chalk up scores. And shoot, this is Jamar Gibbs' rookie year, and he's doing what he's done. You know, and a lot of those, he's starting to come into his own. You know, a lot of those, you know, at the beginning of the year, they went ahead and they held him back. Let him get, let him get used to the NFL. But shoot, the sky could be the limit for these guys. You know, uh, and of course, another weapon we have is Jameson Williams. Who knows what he's going to become? We haven't. I don't think we've seen his full potential yet. So for people to say that this is a one and done year, it's just, you know, I think you're getting too much into the way the Lions used to be. You know, when you change a culture, you go ahead and change how you are and what you're doing. I think that's what the Lions did was when they brought in Dan Campbell, when they, you know, of course they brought in Brad Holmes first, but when they brought in Brad Holmes, we brought in Campbell. We built an identity of toughness. You know, I mean, it's not a bunch of clowns in it. It's not a bunch of wannabes. This is a team that has been built to go ahead and have a run first offense with the same and a high powered potent passing game too. They'll pound that rock right down your throat, but then they'll go ahead and they'll uh, throw for a 40 to 50-yard touchdown pass. The Lions are a team like that. They're built like that. So hey, this is what we're looking at. The Lions going ahead, and I think not only giving the um, 49ers a run for the money, but actually I think there is a way. I think the Lions can go ahead and win the ball game. I think the Lions can do it. I think the Lions can come out and actually win this game and advance to the Super Bowl. And who knows what could happen? Who knows what could happen? We don't know. I mean, everybody's taking uh Baltimore Ravens, and yeah, that's easy money. That's the more sure money because Baltimore is actually had uh the best season they have had in a long time, and they have beat some teams along the way highly. I mean, I know they're one of the teams that dismantled the Lions, you know, but yet you have on the AFC matchup you have Baltimore, with Lamar Jackson, who's going to be going up against Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Kansas City Chiefs are no slouches. And especially if Kansas City plays the way that they played last week, they could go ahead and give Baltimore a run for their money. So I think that's going to be a great game. I think I just think it's going to be a real great game. Uh, and I'm not just going to go ahead and say that Baltimore is going to be there. It is going to be the AFC represented to the Super Bowl. Yeah, it appears that they're the best, heading into because um, we all know that Kansas City had their rough times during the end of the season. Actually, at some point, at some points of the season where they had their rough time. So who knows? The Lions go. They could be either um, playing Kansas City or the Baltimore Ravens. Uh, but I think the Lions can go ahead and win this game. I think the Lions can go ahead and take it to them. Um, I just really think the Lions have a chance. I will try to be back on again later on tonight, but I'm not going to be on right. I'm not going to keep this going for an hour. It's just, but hey, let's go Lions. After the season, we're going to have a celebration, Maniac Sports, and I will, after the season for the Lions is over, when we find out how far they went, hopefully it's a Super Bowl win. We will have a show dedicated to my friend Jim Bordeaux. But I do want to conclude this after the show, or after the season is over. So, but I do want to have a celebration of the Lions season. But I don't want it to stop here. I want the Lions to just keep on going. But for now, this is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports, signing off. Just wanted to come on here, at least for a little while today, and do some talk about the Lions. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much. Go Lions, one pride.